Welcome to CTV News Your Canada. It's Friday, August 22nd. We'll bring you profiles of fascinating Canadians and stories about your community. Thanks for watching.
For the fourth summer in a row, people living near Dieppe City Hall will entertain around 20,000 new neighbors for 3 straight days.
We basically have a show right in their backyard, right?
The weekend YQM Festival features some of the biggest names in country music. What makes this one different from similar summer events in Cavendish and Halifax is YQM is located smack dab in the middle of a neighborhood.
Well, it's great. It's we're having family and friends over, and it's the one gathering in the summer, and it's lots of fun, good music, and good crowds.
It's also a good chance to make a quick buck for those with a little business savvy.
Basically around 4 to 5 grand just by selling water, Gatorade, popcorn, all that kind of stuff. So,
but the concert site here brings a lot of people here in the Dieppe area, puts us on the map, and I think it's great. It's great for the local economy.
Woo! There's my people!
Thousands in the streets, but most people don't mind too much.
The people are respectful. They're polite. You can see them. They're okay. I think it's good to bring the attention back to downtown Dieppe. They've done a lot of development. It looks good and people should see it.
The city did add additional fencing this year to better protect the yards of property owners.
It has gotten significantly better. So, I mean, like with the gates, the security, just managing the people on the outside, it's actually been quite good.
But for some, the noise and the massive party is just a bit too much.
I mean, it's the wrong place to have it. None in the middle of I mean, there's houses all around.
The pros and cons of hosting a big show. The 3-day festival will wrap up on Saturday night after Luke Bryan's performance, and then the staging and fencing will come down, and this neighborhood will go back to normal. Derek Haggett, CTV News, Dieppe.
Nice to meet you, buddy.
It was a homecoming of sorts in Barrie this morning for Stanley Cup champion Aaron Ekblad.
Share it with the community and some of my old teammates and friends, and obviously the organization and ownership. Everybody was so good to me here that I felt it was the right thing to do.
The former Barrie Colts defenseman was back in the city with the cup to take pictures, sign autographs, and give kids the chance to see the trophy up close. Some even got to try on his championship ring.
It was very heavy and it was
pretty cool
shiny. Experience. And it was made out of diamonds.
What'd you get him to sign?
My hockey stick and a sign of him.
Ekblad says his time in Barrie, starting at the age of 15, was a big part of his development. He looks back at his years here fondly, and the Barrie Colts organization is grateful for his time and kindness with local fans.
But it's great to have Aaron here. You know, it was his idea. He initiated this, and when I got the phone call, I was taken back. But as you can see, there's 200 kids here today that are all getting a chance to touch the Stanley Cup, and for them, that's what it's all about at the end of the day, and we're proud to be a part of it.
Ever been that close to the Cup before?
Never been. At the Hockey Hall of Fame, yeah, but never that close.
Great experience.
Amazing experience.
Yeah, truly special. I always try and give the best experience I can. People say not to meet your heroes, and if someone sees me as that, I like to, give them the best experience I possibly can, and hopefully I was able to do that today. Yeah, just really happy to be able to do this.
Now up next for Aaron Ekblad in the Stanley Cup, a trip to Muskoka over the next few days with family and friends at a cottage to relax. After that, he says it's off to Florida as he gets ready for the upcoming season. Rob Cooper, CTV News, Barrie.
He became one of the American founding fathers, yet Alexander Hamilton started out as a poor orphan who refused to let that hold him back.
So much of the show is about humanity and having grace for others, your neighbors, your friends, your family members.
What you never want to do is judge someone by their lowest moment.
Hamilton is a look at American history, including a reference to the Battle of Quebec in 1775, where General Richard Montgomery was killed.
Caught a bullet in the neck in Quebec, and I was just like, oh wow, Quebec. And so it's funny, you can hear a couple of people react to it, which is pretty cool.
Hamilton casts non-white actors in the roles of American historical figures. Christian Magby plays Thomas Jefferson.
My only hesitation was that in the first act I used a French accent, and I was like, oh man, if this thing is not good, they are going to tear me apart.
A.D. Weaver is George Washington.
All just trying to make it and just trying to be the best versions of ourselves moment to moment, and that's the responsibility that I feel when I'm portraying George Washington.
Evenco planned on bringing this production to Place des Arts before the pandemic, when there was less tension between the U.S. and Canada.
People supporting American artists. We haven't really seen much of a slowdown. I think culture and politics, people make that differentiation between a performer and a politician.
Presented with rapid-fire lyrics and dialogue, Hamilton isn't offered in French during this 3-week run.
It's a cultural phenomenon, and you just have to, Montrealers want to see cutting-edge stuff. They want to see current things. They want to see what is happening.
Regardless of language or era, the message is universal.
There's no social class, there's no economic class better than the next.
Fighting for the same things today that they were fighting for then, so it's still pertinent.
Christine Long, CTV News.
It can be a t-shirt, an iconic bucket hat, a shot glass, or an Adidas jersey. An array of Oasis merchandise at this pop-up shop has fans grabbing what they can.
They're one of the greatest rock and roll bands of all time. It's a pretty big deal.
After a 15-year hiatus, the group is coming together for a reunion tour.
The Oasis Live 25 World Tour is set to hit Rogers Stadium this Sunday and Monday, one of only 5 North American stops, and this is a chance for many fans to prepare.
I'm trying to actually cosplay as Liam on Sunday, so I was trying to go as much of a dark fit as humanly possible.
Oasis faithful were lining up outside OK Studios at 468 Queen Street West as early as 7:30 this morning.
There's a nice buzz here. There'll be a buzz at the concert. I'm sure people will be buzzing about it for days after.
For many here, these concerts will be their first chance to see Oasis, as their music seems to cut across generations.
90s rock style is very nostalgic for a lot of us. We grew up with our dads and older brothers playing this music.
When doors opened, fans started filing in, making a straight line for the Adidas jerseys.
I want to get those Adidas. They're a special collaboration, and they're selling like crazy.
It's a little bit of madness in here, just a little bit.
With prices ranging from $80 to $190, there was no hesitation.
It feels amazing. I can't believe it. Yeah, it's amazing. Yay!
And because the Adidas merchandise are the hottest items, there is a limit, just 2 per person. For all the other merchandise, it's fair game, so there were some big hauls.
I grabbed everything I saw that looked cute. So I grabbed a black Oasis shirt, a white Oasis shirt, a black Oasis shirt. Lots of fun stuff, tour program.
Bucket hat, must have. Parka, must have. I'll bring the attitude as well. So.
The bucket hats that I said so. T-shirt.
I got a Adidas jersey, black.
So when it's time to hit the cash, the final tally was...
God, I don't even want to tell you. A mortgage payment.
I'm not proud, I'm going back.
You're going back?
I'm doing a second sweep.
$548.
Worth it?
Oh, God, yeah.
But this store won't live forever. They're open daily from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. on weekdays and 8 p.m. on weekends, remaining open until next Wednesday. Sean Leathong, CTV News.
August 17th, 2024, a day many in the small town of Ayr will never forget.
It's been a few more gray hairs, I would say.
The community was hit hard by an EF2 tornado with winds topping 190 kilometers an hour, ripping through a local park, buildings, and neighborhoods. While no one was hurt, the wind left a trail of damage in its wake.
When it hits home, it makes you stand up and take notice.
Ayr's Home Hardware was nearly demolished. Its structure barely left standing, but the owner says the store has been slowly coming back to life.
At the beginning, the community outpouring of support was amazing. There's been a lot of work to get to where we are, but I'm optimistic about where we are.
While it's been a long year of rebuilding, the owner says construction progress is steady and nearly complete. The store now standing strong with a new roof and wall, both of which were torn apart by the storm.
We ended up restoring the building, and then that process required permits, and then, of course, after that process, they started the construction And after the construction, our team comes back in and we actually start merchandising.
Team Vincent Motorsports is next door to Home Hardware and was also hit. The owner says seeing both businesses damaged in one storm was overwhelming.
I believe that these days we will take the warnings a lot more seriously than we have in the past. Our losses here at the dealership were in around $1 million of product. Getting into it was very devastating.
Work to restore the damaged Cohen Park and nearby buildings have been complete. Mayor Sue Foxton says replacing the trees that were uprooted remains a priority for the township.
We had to buy a lot of trees and replace a lot of trees, but the saddest thing is you can't replace the 100-year-old trees that we lost. Now there's more trees to plant that we will plant this fall.
Over 1 year later, Ayr is still rebuilding, but residents say if this year has shown anything, it's that the community's resilience runs deep.
We pull together, and that's been shown time and time again over the past couple of years. We're thankful that tornado turned and went all the way down the Nith. If it had stayed on its path, it would have wiped out the town of Ayr. We were blessed.
The Home Hardware in Ayr aims to open its doors to customers by mid to late September.
At the Canadian Space Agency hangar in Timmins, scientists are preparing to test experiments they've been working on for years. They will send payloads into the stratosphere on large balloons like this one. It was launched last week.
It's the only place right now in Canada where we do these stratospheric zero-pressure balloon flights. They're quite large. We're talking about gondolas that can have 1,000 kilograms on them, so it's quite significant. And the balloon is about the size of a football field, so quite large. So we really have this base in order for us to be able to do these launches and have scientists collect their data.
This team of Queen's University students, along with dozens of other scientists and academia, are working to ensure their experiments will withstand what it could endure in the stratosphere.
The telescope itself is a radio telescope.
Queen's will be launching its radio telescope for the first time into the stratosphere to learn if it will be able to capture quality photographs.
We think actually a telescope that's on a balloon that moves can actually improve the quality of the images that you get and make better images of the regions around black holes at the centers of nearby galaxies.
It's one of several Canadian payloads from various universities and industries.
We've got 6 different Canadian experiments that are going to be flying on this flight, hopefully early next week, depending on weather and the conditions. So they were basically getting ready, preparing the gondola for integration of all the payloads. They were adding some crash pads underneath the gondola, which really takes some of the impact on landing.
A total of 10 balloons will be launched during this year's Strato Science month-long campaign, which wraps up on September 10th.
When the balloon lands, we have a recovery team that goes out and collects everything. They bring back the gondola with all the equipment. They bring back, even the envelope gets brought back, so everything's brought here. And it's up to the individual payload, so the university or industry, whoever is designing their payload, to take that back, download their data, analyze it.
Since opening in 2013, the Canadian Space Agency says this base has supported nearly 100 experiments and involved over 500 researchers and students from across the country. Lydia Chubak, CTV News, Timmins.
Put on a hard hat and step back in time.
Welcome to the Silver Queen Mine.
This is the Silver Queen Mine at Murphy's Point Provincial Park, outside of Perth.
It's amazing. Our mine here is unique in the Ontario Park system. It's the only one of its kind across Ontario parks.
But don't let the word silver fool you.
You can see the silvery-like shine.
This was primarily a mica, a type of mineral mine operating more than 100 years ago.
So I have a lantern here, and it might look like glass or maybe plastic, but this is sheets of mica on these side panels.
Throughout the mine, all over the walls and the ground, there's a sparkle, and that's mica. And while you can touch it while you're here, of course, it's a provincial park, so you can't take it with you. And visitors can get up close and explore.
We didn't even know that this existed here.
This family visiting from Barrie, Ontario, camping at the park for the week, now learning how the mine operated from 1903 to 1920.
It's beautiful. It's also incredible to see how hard people worked.
I would say of all the parks that we've been to, this one is the most unique experience we've had.
The mine is only accessible on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays through a guided tour or an open house Sundays until Labor Day.
These tours are quite popular. We often fill up. This is a really special place down here.
On this day, 80 visitors.
So just glad that there was something like this here and we're able to appreciate and enjoy.
It's the first time. We've lived here for 6 years and I've never come to the mining tour before, and it's fantastic.
This has been a really cool experience. I've never been underground or in a mine before.
Visitors are asked to pre-register with the park for tours. Peter Sperling, CTV News.
George Lowen's life changed forever 6 years ago after a spinal cord injury left him an incomplete quadriplegic. But that didn't stop him from enjoying a good bike ride.
I still need to get out here, see Dr. Nature. Yes, you bet.
This bike trail in St. Boniface is just one of many Lowen uses regularly. A 2019 mountain bike accident left him wondering what he was still capable of doing.
When you're paralyzed, you don't know what you can do, right? Slowly realizing after 2 years I can get on a three-wheeler, four-wheeler type of a bike and get back out and get on the trails again.
Lowen said finding the resources he needed was challenging. Everything from health care to an accessible pool and even pottery classes. He started with a poster asking the community for tips, but he evolved the idea into a website, a much faster way to connect.
There's 550 plus entries on the site. Pretty much this finger's done everything. I've had some help, a lot of help from other developers, and it's been a process of 3.5 years.
His website, Wheelchair Adventures Manitoba, offers listings of accessible trails, places, and activities. Manitoba Possible, a nonprofit organization, helps those living with disabilities every day. Staff say an online resource like this is invaluable.
It's really people with lived experience that can tell us what is truly accessible. So the more resources we have, the more information that's gathered is really going to help people identify those public spaces, trails, venues.
What keeps Lowen going? A love of the world outside his front steps. Staying active motivates him to keep encouraging others to never give up.
If there's anything we can do, through the website to get other people to just get outside or get moving, or whether you do indoor activities, outdoor activities, whatever you do, just keep going.
Joseph Bernanke, CTV News, Winnipeg.
It's just after 4 a.m. and the perfect time for Shane Basson to put up a heart for his wife, Sandy. He uses wire stakes and surveyor's tape in the summer and only leaves it up for a few days in case the city comes to cut the grass.
Just once the police went by, because I'm there early, and they shone those big lights at me, and I just went and waved at them, and they just waved at me and then went away. I thought they were coming up to tell me to leave or something, but no.
The finished heart is visible to all the commuters heading north on McLeod Trail. When there's no snow, Basson only puts the hearts up a few times for Sandy's birthday or anniversary. But in the winter, the signs are up after every snowfall, and he tries to be creative.
I took a generator with Christmas tree lights, and I went up there and started it, and it worked. And I was like, oh, come on. It was cool. And then I went, I can't leave it here, though, because the generator. So I called her. I said, you better go look. And then I had to shut it off. But that was a pretty good one. It was fun.
The tradition started after their second meeting 29 years ago. And 2 years later, they were married.
I keep saying, Shane, you don't have to keep doing this, because I know it's tiring. He gets up so early in the morning and does it and stuff. And I say, I appreciate it, I love it, and it makes me feel special, but I feel, after 29 years, but it's kind of, so it's nice to see and stuff like that, and yeah, I enjoy it. So if he wants to keep going, I'm okay with that.
Shane picked a spot that Sandy drives by on her daily work commute, and it makes her smile every time she sees his messages.
But honestly, I'm going to keep doing this till I can.
Basson says not many people know who's behind the love notes, and when they find out, they're impressed. Kevin Fleming, CTV News, Calgary.
At this Centerra grocery store in Calgary, U.S. orange juice bottles cling to a tiny slice of shelf space. Demand for the drink drying up over time. Canadians no longer seem as sweet on the OJ as they once were.
I drink less orange juice.
We're finding it a little bit on the pricey side.
It's a little bit too acidic for me, so for health reasons, we've cut down on that.
The changing consumer habits, one of the reasons U.S. orange juice imports into Canada hit a record low in June in more than 20 years, according to new U.S. data.
Per capita consumption in North America has more than halved in the last 20 years.
Supply issues in states like Florida because of disease and extreme weather, and retaliatory tariffs on U.S. citruses and orange juice also contributing factors.
We're clearly feeling the impact of the steel and aluminum tariffs. These retaliatory tariffs were intended to do the same thing to the U.S.
At the Bridgeland grocery store, the owner says some shoppers are branching out, thirsty for something new.
Mango juice or pineapple juice, stuff that is more of a different price point.
While desire for the U.S. imported option dwindles, at Centerra, it's the opposite for the tangy juice, freshly squeezed right from the fruit.
We are seeing an increase on a per customer basis.
Jose Lomelli says thanks to oranges imported from other countries,
Egypt, Morocco, Zimbabwe,
these bottles of citrus sunshine still affordable.
This is the best orange juice.
With fresh becoming more popular and a plethora of other juices available.
Orange mango juice that's organic. I can get guava juice.
It's uncertain if U.S. OJ can squeeze its way back into shopping carts in the future or will peel out of the picture. Kathy Lee, CTV News.
If you wanted Chase Varns to beam as a baby, all you had to do, his mom Rena says, was give him some Tupperware to bang on.
And then it went to all of our pots coming out every day.
And Chase couldn't have been happier to get his first real drum kit at 4.
Well, he made noise, so that was probably interesting for me.
Making sounds of all sorts was so interesting for Chase, he learned how to play piano too, and just last year decided to teach himself how to play guitar.
We never had to encourage it. He just did it on his own.
Despite not being able to read music, Chase also figured out how to play covers before feeling compelled to write a country song of his own, but struggled with the stereotypical subject matter.
Trucks and beer and girls and guns, and like that doesn't really make sense for a 13-year-old.
What does a kid know about love and loss, Chase thought, until he remembered the grandpa he'll never forget.
I wish I could say I love you.
Who died of a brain tumor just days before Chase was born.
I wish I could say it face to face.
But rather than regret, more than mourning, Chase's song is about honoring
You're always in my heart.
And ultimately comforting.
'Cause we're only here for so long. Oh, till we see you again.
A lot of people have experienced deep loss, and so they connect to it.
Oh, we miss you.
So, after almost a decade of sitting behind his drum kit at home, Chase has started performing front and center in public, and is grateful that his first original song is proving so meaningful for others.
I just like using my abilities to make other people happy.
And seeing as we're not promised tomorrow, Chase says he's learned from his grandpa, share whatever gifts you're given today. Adam Sawatsky, CTV News.